Hey guys, we are back with another segment of the Grind Never Stops podcast. This is your host, DJ Joe, coming to you live here at the Grind Never Stops. In today's episode, we're going to recap week 4 of the Buds in blue and white, which is the Toronto Maple Leafs. As you guys all know, our grind never stops. Everyone knows that I'm a huge Leaf fan, and this is why we want to keep updating you what are the Leafs are doing and how they're doing. Because right now they are playing red hot hockey. Because as you guys all know, they started the season on a bad note. Because as you guys all know, they won game one against the Habs. They lost against the Sens, won against the Sens. They lost four consecutive, and then they won five straight. They lost to the Kings, and now they're on a four-game winning streak. And the thing is that what's like right now the hot topic in Toronto is the goaltending. We knew what Campbell gave to the Leafs last season, but the question was that a glitch or could he play amazing once again? Because last season and their exit in round one, especially in game seven, was not Campbell's fault. It was not his fault. It was the Leafs offense who couldn't get it going against the Habs. And we talked about that already. And that's the past. And now this is a new season. And they're now 11-5, and they're second in the Eastern Conference and second in the Atlantic behind the Panthers. But right now the Leafs are playing red hot, and they don't have the huge scoring by Austin Matthews, and it's John Tavares who leads in goals with 8, and Marner has only 11 assists, but Nylander leads the team in points. He's got 16 points, 7 goals, and 9 assists. But the Leafs have been playing great defensively because they only allowed 5 goals in the last 4 games. And before the night before, they won 5-4 to the Sabres when they blew that lead after Morgan Riley scored in the final seconds. Other than that game, they allowed 1 goal in the other 3 games. So that is great news. But the bad news is that the last game they won, it was 5-4 before tonight, but they allowed 4 goals and they blew a big lead to the Sabres. And they have to improve that because they've been playing. Sometimes when they play garbage teams, they go off, and other times they can't score. Because their last loss came at home against the Kings, and the Kings are trash. Other than Anze Kopitar, they lost 5-1 at home. And the loss before that was the Hurricanes, Penguins, Sharks, Rangers. So the Leafs need to improve uh, in all possible ways. Even though Campbell's playing red hot right now, as he had his third shutout of the season as they beat the Predators on home ice, and their next game will be on November 18. They will play the Buds in New York, which is our co-host Steve's favorite team, in which we will do a recap of the Rangers weekly recap. But tune in for November 18 as they will play at home to the Rangers, as the Leafs will continue their winning streak. They want to improve it to 5 when they'll face the young New York Rangers. Um, but the Leafs are playing well because you remember last season they only had 14 losses, and I know it was a shortened season, but they just need to improve, and they're playing red hot right now, and it's not time to criticize right now because the Leafs are playing red hot hockey. They're playing red hot, They're chasing Florida for first in the Atlantic because Florida are a surprising team with a 11-2 record. Um, so Toronto just gotta keep going because right now the Leafs are playing much better than Montreal and Ottawa. But that is very good because the Leafs need to make a statement here in the regular season because you guys know that the Leafs play amazing in the regular season the past 3 years, but once the playoffs begin, they don't know how to score. They don't know how to defend because the goaltending has not been a problem. It has been the offense in the playoffs. But now, playoffs is a long time ahead. Now it's time to because the season just started a month ago. So now it just focus on the regular season. And we know that Austin Matthews is not playing the way he's always, but he just got back from injury. Yes, he's getting it going, but expect Austin Matthews to go off in the next couple months. And everyone's like, Matthews. No. Matthews' broken wrist or sprained wrist. He's still and will be the best scorer in the league, and he still is the best scorer in the league besides Alexander Ovechkin. But before we end this episode, I would like to thank one former Maple Leaf, and that's his name is Dion Phaneuf. He a lot of fans didn't like him, a lot of fans loved him, but Dion Phaneuf is announced his retirement today. Um, he's been in the league for 14 seasons. He was a key member of the team that snapped their longest playoff drought and was Dion Phaneuf was the member of that team that snapped that huge playoff drought. So we want to thank Dion Phaneuf for what he did to the franchise and the community of Toronto. And I know he played with the Sens, with the Flames, and all that. But when he played for the Leafs, he was a big body. And yes, his turnovers was always a question mark, and that he should have played better defensively. But things happen, and he was brought in to be the leader, to be a big hitter, to check, to play like a scorer defenseman. But Dion Phaneuf was never known. Yes, he was known to block shots, but he was never known to be that Drew Doughty or Rob Blake kind of guy. So I just want to thank Dion Phaneuf for what he did and all the big games that he had with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And he had a great career, and too bad he couldn't win uh, Stanley Cup. But he was a great hitter on the defensive end. So I want to thank Dion Phaneuf for what he did to this franchise. And everybody, thanks for tuning in to this short segment of The Grind Never